Hello everybody, this is Dan from ESLVietnamZone.com, and today we are going to talk about a very interesting topic: using only English when teaching English as a second language in Vietnam. Although at CELTA course we were taught to use only English when teaching English, I find it quite difficult in some situations. I've been teaching English in Vietnam since 2008. I had adult classes, children classes, TOEIC and IELTS preparation test classes, and now I mostly teach teenagers. Of course, from the very beginning, I try to apply everything I learned during CELTA in my classroom. The problem I have, and many other teachers, is that many students who are in the same class are not at the same English level. Many times in an intermediate class, there are many beginner students, and the difference is even more obvious when the class is more advanced. This difference is huge in public schools, at least here in Vietnam. When you teach beginners, the vocabulary used is very simple, usually nouns and already known simple adjectives and adverbs. The teacher can use pictures to teach vocabulary, so using Vietnamese, in my case, is really not necessary. But the situation is different when you teach learners who are at advanced level. I do speak some Vietnamese, and I always learn the Vietnamese translation of the words I'm going to teach. Many times after I explain the difficult vocabulary, I ask my students to translate it for me, just to be sure they understood the vocabulary. Surprise! In most cases, they understand it wrong, or they don't understand it at all. Asking students to translate vocabulary from English to their own language isn't something recommended by Cambridge, for example. But we don't live in a perfect world, and some of the methodology taught by ESL teacher training schools can be applied only in a perfect world. Many of you might say that it is my fault because I am the teacher. Probably I didn't explain clear enough, or I am a bad teacher, but usually there isn't enough time to lose with this kind of explanations, especially when there are no good results at the end. Many times you provide a very simple and clear definition of the word you want to teach, and soon realize that there are 3 words in your definition that are unknown to your students, which leads to other explanations and more wasted time that you might want to use for speaking. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that providing translation for the vocabulary is good. All I'm saying is that sometimes using only English when teaching English is not possible, or it isn't the best solution. However, if a student tries hard to understand the definition of a word given in English, chances to remember the word are much higher. One more thing I want to say about using only English to teach English. Sometimes using Vietnamese, in my case, is something every Vietnamese learner of English likes to hear from his foreign teacher. It is the best way to establish a good teacher-student relation and to create a relaxed atmosphere, because at the end, learning and teaching English have to be an enjoyable experience, using or not using only English in the classroom. As long as the learners feel good, they will learn English, and both the teacher and the learners will have great time. And probably this is the most important. That's it for today. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Talk to you next time.